Across the American agricultural heartland, a silent invasion is underway. From the fertile plains to the rolling hills, a shadow falls upon the land. The very heart of American agriculture, the farms that feed a nation, are under threat. The culprits are not foreign invaders or natural disasters, but creatures that were once welcomed guests. Wild boars brought to these shores for sport and sustenance have become a plague upon the land. Their numbers have exploded, their appetites insatiable, and their impact devastating. Wild boars, Sus scrofa, are native to much of Europe, Asia, and North Africa. They have existed in the wild for thousands of years and are known for their adaptability to a variety of ecosystems, from forests to wetlands. Wild boars were first introduced to the United States by early European settlers in the 1500s, primarily for hunting purposes. Spanish settlers brought them over, and later, in the 1800s, boars were deliberately reintroduced to the wild in various states to bolster hunting opportunities. This intentional release has contributed significantly to their population growth. In the 1900s, domesticated pigs escaped from farms and began interbreeding with wild boars. This crossbreeding led to the development of more aggressive, resilient wild boars, capable of surviving and thriving in the wild. The population began to rise rapidly in the 20th century. Wild boars are prolific breeders. A female can produce up to 10 piglets per litter, and sometimes more, giving birth twice a year. This rapid reproduction rate has led to an explosion in their population, especially in warmer states like Texas, Florida, and California. Wild boars are incredibly adaptable animals. They can live in a wide range of environments, from dense forests to urban outskirts. Crops are uprooted, soil is churned, and the delicate balance of nature is disrupted. They are omnivores, meaning they'll eat virtually anything, from crops and roots to small animals and even carrion. Their adaptability is a big part of why they're so successful in spreading across America. Today, wild boars are found in over 40 states across the U.S., with populations most concentrated in the Southeast, Midwest, and Western states. It's estimated that there are between 6 million and 9 million wild boars in the United States, and their population continues to grow. For the farmers who dedicate their lives to cultivating the land, the wild boar invasion is a nightmare come true. Boars root in the soil with their powerful snouts and tusks in search of food, and this behavior can be devastating for farms. They dig up fields, destroying crops like corn, peanuts, soybeans, and even orchards. In addition to crop damage, they can also contaminate water sources and spread diseases, which pose a significant risk to both domestic animals and wildlife. The story of the wild boar in America is a cautionary tale of unintended consequences. Introduced in the 16th century by European settlers, these animals were initially confined to small, isolated populations. Boars cause billions of dollars in damages every year, not just in crop loss, but also in infrastructure damage, as they are known to destroy fences, roads, and even the occasional vehicle. The agricultural industry and local economies in many rural areas are under serious threat because of wild boar populations. Wild boars are considered an invasive species because they have no natural predators in most parts of the U.S., leading to unbalanced ecosystems. Prevalent. Their rooting behavior not only destroys crops but also damages native vegetation, making it harder for other wildlife species to thrive. This can lead to a reduction in biodiversity in areas where they thrived in the American wilderness, their numbers growing steadily with each passing decade. However, the wild boar's adaptability and resilience proved to be their greatest weapons. What was once a novelty quickly became a nuisance, then a threat. These interbred with the existing wild boar populations, creating a hybrid even more destructive and resilient than its ancestors.
Across the heart of America, from the vast plains of Texas to the rolling hills of the Midwest, a hidden battle unfolds daily. It's a fight between the farmers, who till the land and nurture crops, and an intruder that has steadily become a menace, the wild boar. Wild boars, once confined to forests and swamps, have slowly encroached on rural farmland, expanding at an alarming rate. They were first introduced for hunting purposes, but now they've become a destructive force, infesting farmlands and causing millions of dollars in damages each year. These creatures are not just pests. They are a threat to food security, to the very livelihoods of those who work tirelessly to feed the nation. Farmers face the daunting challenge of defending their crops against an enemy that cannot be reasoned with.
For farmers like John, the damage is immediate and devastating. The wild boar's powerful snout and tusks turn fertile soil into a disaster zone, uprooting crops overnight. It's as if nature herself is tearing apart the land that was so carefully planted. John has spent years building his farm, a dream handed down from generations past. But now, as the sun sets on another day, the future of his farm is uncertain. In the early hours of the morning, before the first rays of light break over the horizon, wild boars invade, leaving their mark of chaos. Crops are uprooted, devoured, and trampled underfoot. The financial losses can be crippling, especially for small farms already operating on thin margins. You can't even sleep sometimes. You wake up, you check the fields, and half of your crop is gone. It's not just money, it's the work of your hands, the effort, the time. And in one night, it can all be destroyed.
Beyond the immediate impact on crops, wild boars also cause extensive damage to farm infrastructure. Their powerful snouts can uproot fences, damage irrigation systems, and even undermine buildings. The cost of repairs and preventative measures adds another layer of financial burden to farmers already struggling to cope with the loss of their crops. Sleepless nights are spent worrying about the safety of their crops and livestock.
For John and other farmers, this is more than just crop damage. It's a matter of survival. With no natural predators in the area, these boars have flourished unchecked. Their reproductive rate is staggering, and before farmers know it, entire fields are decimated. In the quiet hours of dawn, as the land still sleeps, another group of people rises: hunters. For many, hunting wild boars isn't a hobby. It's a vital part of keeping the balance. For farmers like John, hunters are not just skilled marksmen. They're protectors of the land. You know, we don't do this for sport. It's not about trophies or bragging rights. It's about protecting the crops. When these boars show up, it's a problem we have to solve. For farmers, we're a necessary part of the equation. In the quiet hours of dawn, as the land still sleeps, another group of people rises: hunters. For many, hunting wild boars isn't a hobby. It's a vital part of keeping the balance. For farmers like John, hunters are not just skilled marksmen, they're protectors of the land. It's a problem that affects not just farmers, but entire ecosystems and the delicate balance of nature. The hunt is not a glamorous pursuit. It's grueling, dangerous work, an essential task that requires precision, teamwork, and an understanding of the boar's behavior. Hunters like Jake, armed with decades of experience, head out into the field at the crack of dawn, hoping to keep these invaders in check.
In places like Texas, where the wild boar population is especially rampant, hunters have turned to helicopters to aid in the fight. From the skies, they can spot boars quickly, using thermal imaging to track their every move through dense brush and vast fields. We cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. The boars move fast, and so do we. Thermal imaging allows us to pick them out from miles away, giving the hunters a chance to react quickly. For others, the tools of the hunt are less about technology and more about tradition. In rural communities, hunting with dogs remains one of the most reliable methods of locating and cornering wild boars. The dogs are incredible. They pick up a scent that we could never track ourselves. They'll follow it through the toughest terrain, and they'll let us know when the boar is close. Once the dogs have cornered the boar, it's up to the hunter to finish the job. A swift, humane shot is essential. Wild boars are strong, fast, and dangerous, and taking them down requires skill and precision.
But with every hunt comes a question. Is this the right way to manage wild boars? For some, the ethics of hunting these creatures can't be ignored. Many argue that it's an inhumane way to control the population, especially when there are other, less destructive methods available. Killing wild boars, while effective in the short term, doesn't address the root of the problem. We need to look at long-term solutions. Habitat restoration, fertility control programs, and public education on how to coexist with wildlife. There are always other ways.
The wild boar, though an invasive species, is still part of the natural world. They are driven by instincts that have been honed over thousands of years. But for every problem, there is a solution. And for many, hunting remains the quickest and most effective way to keep these boars from overwhelming the land. It's tough work, no doubt, but at the end of the day, we're helping out. We're not just taking out animals for fun. We're protecting the land, and we're ensuring that the farms continue to thrive. It's a responsibility we take seriously. Nothing goes to waste. For the hunters, the boars they take down become part of the community, a resource for food, for conservation, and for a deeper understanding of the natural world. The cycle of life on the farm continues. As the wild boar population continues to grow, the question remains: what is the future of boar control? How can farmers, hunters, and conservationists work together to find a solution that balances both human and animal needs? There's no easy answer. But with new technologies, better management practices, and greater collaboration, the battle for the land will continue, one boar at a time.
Wild boar hunting may be a controversial practice, but for the farmers whose livelihoods depend on the land, it's a necessary reality. In the fight for food security, the challenges of today are met with the hard work, resilience, and determination of those who fight to protect the land they love. Wild boars cause billions of dollars in damages every year, not just in crop loss, but also in infrastructure damage, as they are known to destroy fences, roads, and even the occasional vehicle. The agricultural industry and local economies in many rural areas are under serious threat because of wild boar populations. Boars are known to carry diseases such as African swine fever, brucellosis, leptospirosis, and tuberculosis, which can be transmitted to domestic livestock, wildlife, and even humans in rare cases. The spread of these diseases can have devastating consequences for both agriculture and wildlife conservation. In the absence of natural predators, hunting has become the primary method of controlling wild boar populations. From traditional firearms to more advanced methods like aerial hunting, using helicopters and drones, or hunting with dogs. Hunters play a critical role in reducing boar numbers. However, the effectiveness of hunting alone is limited as boar populations rebound quickly if not continuously managed. In addition to hunting, scientists and conservationists are exploring other ways to control boar populations. Some conservationists advocate for better land management and habitat restoration to limit the spread of wild boars into areas where they're most destructive. For many farmers, hunting wild boars has become a necessary task to ensure the survival of their crops and livestock. The damage caused by boars can be devastating to their livelihood. In response, some farmers have organized boar hunts and even hire professional hunters to help curb the population. Please subscribe, like, and share my videos.